Hi, Mary Sullivan here with some tips on how to up the nutrition level in your food. Steering towards higher nutrition levels is one of the healthier eating guidelines. It can really pay benefits. It's one of the guidelines that is very easy to implement. So here are my 4 tips that I consistently use to move into higher nutrition eating. The first one is to add flavor to every dish. How do I do that? I use 2 main methods. First, I use the 6 tastes. I recognize and identify the foods that have the different flavors, the different tastes: sweet, salty, sour, pungent, bitter, astringent. And I add them to my meal plans so that I am getting all 6 tastes on a regular basis. Second, I add herbs and spices to every meal, whether it's a shake on at the end or it's throughout the cooking process, because herbs are fun, they're flavorful, and they're really fabulous functional foods that can so help your digestion and pop up flavor and pop up nutrition very, very simply. So that's tip number 1, add flavor. Tip number 2 is add color. Look at the foods that you're eating. Steer into green, steer into purple, steer into red. Eat beets, eat greens, eat purple foods. And balance color so that your plate is not white and gray. You actually have a variety and brightness of color on your plate. That color is giving you indications of phytonutrients, vitamins, and minerals that the body really needs and it's a simple and fun way to add nutrition to your diet. The next tip is to keep it simple. So in keeping it simple, when I buy foods that are not plants directly, I make an effort to read the label, to pick foods that have very few ingredients and that have ingredients that I recognize as food. If it's full of things that I don't recognize as food, I generally don't buy it because it's not adding nutrition. Your body won't recognize chemicals as food, and it can't use it, and it can create a lot of AMA. So keep it simple. Buy food that looks like food, that says it's food, and then your body digests it like food and uses it. And then finally, keep it real. So when you are buying things, oftentimes there are simple things that you can do to make foods, make ingredients that can really keep your nutrition high. And I'll give you 2 examples. The first is fermenting. If you ferment your own foods, and fermenting is a really simple kitchen counter process involving salt, water, and vegetables. Cabbage is the first thing that most people start fermenting to create a nutrient-rich food that is full of probiotics, that's actually generally sour in taste, so you're adding a taste, and has a lot of vitamins and minerals. A great book on that is Sandra Katz's Wild Fermentation. The second thing I often make is I use the vegetables that I buy in a complete as way as possible by trimming them for making meals, taking that trimmed parts and saving them to make soup. Now, when you save vegetable ends, carrot ends, onion ends, the outer leaves of cabbage, you don't want to save anything that has any sign of decay or mold. You really want to trim that off and throw it out. But the stuff that's just not pretty, you can turn into broth. I make vegetable broth on an ongoing basis with the trimmed ends. So my vegetable broth has a lot of greens and a lot of nutrition in it. It's full of flavor, and then I use it to cook vegetables with, and I use it to make sauces with. So I pop the flavor, I pop the nutrition, and I use my vegetables more completely. So it's kind of a win-win. There's a simple ways. It takes a couple hours on the stove, and you don't have to watch it the whole time. It's just you simmer them and then strain the vegetables out, use water, and then you're good to go. Store it in the fridge and see how it works for you. Hopefully some of this stuff will add value to your plate, add nutritional value to your plate, and enjoyment as well. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.